This is Pastors Live, a Rev FM production podcast. Join Pastors Dave, Ty, and Shane for a fresh, fun, and often unpredictable take on faith, the Bible, and the world around us.
Hey, everybody, it's Pastors Live. It's Tuesday. It's April 21st. That means the Danny Gokey concert's in 2 days, and the men's conference is in, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's 4 days. Okay.
Ding, ding, ding.
It was 4 days. I wanted to say 4, and then I thought 5, and I went, no, it's 4, and then 5, and then my brain was super confused. So are you guys checking a life verse over there? Are you guys?
Yeah, my buddy Tim Heron, whenever he writes me a note or an email, he signs off with Galatians 1:24, and they glorified God in me. God bless you, Tim. Love you.
So we were, before the mics went hot.
To whom much is given, much is required.
Yeah. So we were talking about life verses before we started, right? So and some people have a life verse and some people don't. And sometimes a life verse becomes your life verse because that's the verse people keep sharing with you. That's what my wife experienced. So Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 is her life verses because those were the verses people kept telling her. So apparently that was her life verse. But Shane, do you have a life verse?
I do. Philippians 1:21, for me to live is Christ and to die is gain.
Dave?
Proverbs 30, verse 2, surely I'm more stupid than any man.
So you're
we're not worthy.
Make it,
yeah, apparently that's the best of the 4, so 5, yes. So.
Make it your ambition to lead a quiet and simple life and to mind your own business.
Of course, mine is to him who knows to do good and does not do it, to him it is sin. And sometimes that my life verse creates drama in my own life because I'm like, okay, this is it's a God thing or a good thing, or what am I facing? What decision do I have to make? We were talking about that a little bit on the last program. But we've got some great things coming up. But it is a good thing for you to go to the men's conference if you're a dude. Hey, you need to come into the men's conference. And by the way, you can go to resolvemen.com. Resolvemen.com. What are you looking for over there, Dave?
He's digging for gold.
He's digging for gold, man.
Dave dig that way.
Yeah, I've just never seen him dive into the can.
Well, there's no Baby Ruth bars.
Baby.
Oh, yeah, so Gary, there's no Baby Ruth bar.
He was a Yankee, not a Dodger.
That's all right.
Are you guys
I'm
checking
my blood
now?
sugar dropping. I thought maybe I'll have a Baby Ruth bar, but there's no Baby Ruth bar.
Oh, okay. So Gary, now we now have 3 people looking for a Baby Ruth bar.
Hey, Gary. Gary, I'm going to look for your life verse.
Are there Baby Ruths in there?
No.
Oh, okay.
No
yeah,
bueno.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's all right. So Dave, we'll make sure that there's a supply of Baby Ruths.
No, it's
We'll
okay.
make sure
It's my fault. I should have ate. I should have ate before I came, and I didn't.
Well, listen, we've got some. By the way, we still have some great questions we haven't gotten to yet.
Where's the Baby Ruth bars?
Yeah, where are the Baby Ruth bars? That's really important.
Where's Dave's life or Gary's life verse?
Yeah. Where's Gary's life verse?
Jeez, slacker.
Yes.
Give me a Butterfinger there, Shane. I'll have one of Dean's Butterfingers. Thanks, man.
There you go. It's like that'll make sense.
That'll pop me right up real quick.
So, but we do want to make sure that everybody knows. Hey, the men's conference is this weekend. It's Saturday. It's a 1-day event. We want to encourage you to register, get that done. You can do that at resolvemen.com, or you can also go to watersprings.net, and there's a link that'll take you there. But today is National Invite Someone In Day. Whether church or conversation or night of worship, sometimes people just need a one-time invitation. So this is a perfect time to invite somebody to the men's conference and also to invite somebody to the concert. So, hey, maybe today would be a day for you to invite somebody in. Do you guys remember the first time you invited somebody to church and they came? Do you guys remember that? Do you guys remember like the first time you said, hey, you wanted to come to church? And they said, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in church. So I was a kid. I can remember inviting guys from my baseball team or from school class,
Yeah.
Come to church, come to VBS,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And it was fun,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't remember the first time, but I definitely know I've invited people to church and seen them here. It's hard.
Right.
Personally, it's hard for me because...
To invite people?
Yeah, because I want to sit next to them. I want to go to church with them.
Yeah.
And
You're
I have
busy.
other duties.
You're busy.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And so it makes it a little difficult. So if you're not a pastor, you have a great privilege of being able to do that. Like, don't ever think that that's not powerful to invite someone to church and sit next to them, man. That is a great privilege.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, and I Lori will do that. She'll invite somebody, say, "Hey, you just come. I'll be at the service and I'll sit with you." Like she can do that. And
Yeah.
That's an important bridge.
Well, I think so too, and I think it's also. I think sometimes too, it's also really important to when you're in church and it's your home church, and you see somebody who's new sitting by themselves, invite them to sit with you. Like make those connections. Like, hey, why don't you come sit with me?
Right.
It's like, and so those are really, really important too.
And by the way, while we're having this conversation, we're inviting you guys to come to the men's conference.
Officially.
And if honestly, if the $25 registration fee, which is important, by the way, if that is going to be the thing that keeps you away, let us know that. We will scholarship you. I've had, looking at the names, we've had a handful of guys, a number of guys actually, who have pitched in a little extra so that we could do that. And if that's going to be the one thing that keeps you away, man, I don't have the $25 right now. Would you just write to Gary?
Yeah.
Gary at therev.fm. We'll take it out of Shane's check. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, we got you covered. Shane's got you covered.
Shane's not even laughing.
Check's not
Shane's
that
still
big of
looking
a
for
deal.
a Baby Ruth bar for old Dave.
I'm just laughing because they're going to find out they won't have it. They won't find it.
Okay, we'll take it out of Maury's. We'll take it out of Maury's check because he's a volunteer. But honestly, please do not
you covered.
stay away from the conference because, man,
Of
right
money.
now $25 just means a lot to me and my wife and my kid or whatever it is. The $25 I can't swing it. Listen, we will cover that for you, and we're happy to do it because you know what? We've all been there sometime in our life when somebody had to cover us. And so please let us do that for you. Just write to Gary and say, man, I want to go to the conference. I didn't register because honestly right now the $25 is, I'd feel that. Let Gary know and we'll cover you, okay?
Yeah, we would be honored to do that. And again, if you've got comments or questions, because we have some great ones, it's Pastors Live at therev.fm, Pastors Live at therev.fm, or for Gary, it's Gary at therev.fm. Yeah, I know. I'm still looking at the mirror. I'm still looking at the window. I know. I do. What is that? What is that called when you
Muscle memory is what that's
Well,
called,
yeah, it's
brother.
muscle memory, but there's
we did that for years.
yeah. Well, there's
Point at the
there's
mirror
something
over there.
there's something else like there's some kind of psychological study where you train rats, and I can't remember what it is.
Are you thinking
off
like
the top of my head.
Pavlovian?
Yeah, it's Pavlovian.
Pavlov's dog.
Yeah, Pavlov's
He'd ring
dog.
the bell.
Yeah,
when
that's
it was
right.
time to eat, and the dog would salivate.
Yeah. So welcome. Yeah, that's my.
You know, when
that's
you
my-
guys rattle that stuff off so fast, I was wondering how I was going to memorize it too. So now I know you guys cheated, so I feel good.
I still haven't
I'm like, I
memorized
gotta
the
write that
number.
down. I gotta write that
I haven't
down.
memorized the number yet. We still,
You know what I have to say to that, Maury? No. Hey, we've got some questions we
that
better
no.
get to.
Yeah, we do. We got some questions. we should
Rachel,
get to.
right here in Idaho Falls, says,
Yeah.
when Pastor Ty talked about leadership starting with personal responsibility, that stuck with me. But it also felt a little overwhelming. I started thinking through a lot of areas in my life all at once, and I realized there's a lot that I could probably improve. How do you take that idea
Okay.
and apply it without trying to fix everything at the same time? And doesn't that go back to the conversation with Dennis and Susan about consistency? Just be consistent. You don't have to fix everything, and you certainly don't have to fix everything at the same time. Be consistent.
Yeah, so having executive function disorder sometimes, just because I'm easily distracted with some of that.
Is that a real thing, or did you just make that up?
No, that's a real thing.
Say it again.
That's an executive dysfunction. So when you have ADHD, you're easily distracted. That's another way to say easily distracted. And so when you're easily distracted, right? You're like when you're trying to clean your house. And so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wash the dishes, and then you're like, oh, but the counter's not clean. So, oh wait, but now, oh, you know what? The cat food dish needs to be cleaned, and all of a sudden you're not doing the thing you started to do. Now you're trying to do the next 10 things that you've noticed, And Rachel, you noticed everything. You started thinking, oh man, there's so many things. Dave nailed it with the Mansfield's conversation. Just do the one thing till it's done.
There you go.
Just do one thing till it's done, then do the next thing till it's done, then do the next thing till it's done. That requires discipline. And that kind of comes back to the issue of personal responsibility. I need to be disciplined enough to do the right thing at the right time for the right reason, without getting too distracted. One of the reasons I drink coffee is it helps focus me a little bit. So if I don't have coffee, I'm going to clean the house, and I do 10 halfway jobs. Like I do 10 things halfway instead of actually getting things completely done. So I have to be really careful.
So
with
the problem for me is, I'll go out in the backyard, and Sylvie would like me to do a project, and I start the project, and I look over and say, yeah, but I got to do this. So I'll change my focus and do that. And then when I take stuff out to the dumpster and I look around the dumpster in the alley and realize, man, somebody's been pretty slobbish out here. And so I start to clean around the dumpster, right? And then I can't finish my day until all of the projects I've started are done. And so it gets a little dangerous, because there are times where all of a sudden I'll be working at juggling five projects at the same time. And because of my personality as such, I won't finish the day until all 5 of those projects are complete to whatever degree I've decided they need to be completed to. And so, yeah, I'm with you, Pastor Ty, because you can get distracted. But it's, again, even Kelsey Dunn over here in Ammon, she talked about Susan Mansfield's conversation about consistency, right? And she said, but how does that work when everything feels busy all the time? And that's what we're talking about, which your answer right now, will just do the one thing. And sometimes guys like us, it's hard to just do the one thing when you look over and go, well, how am I going to do this one thing when that counter is disorganized? Or, oh, I forgot about that picnic bench in the backyard that was I got to fix that picnic bench before I can do the leaves, So there's a statement, a beautiful Christian brother of mine up in Boise, Chris Klein. He used to be our regional leader here, and he always told all of us, be where you are.
That's a great,
Be where your feet are. Yeah. So whatever you're doing in that moment, you commit 100% to that, and then move on to the next thing.
God told that to Moses.
Yeah.
God used that exact phrase with Moses. He said, come up to the mountain and be there.
Yep.
I love that
Be
statement.
where you are.
Right?
Yeah. Well, and here's an example.
Amen.
Oh, here's an example. This makes us not be here. I'm holding up my phone, by the way. I want to clarify, because it's radio, so people can't see it. But here's the issue: our phones, social media, cause us to not be where our feet are. Our phones cause us to be somewhere else in our mind, in our heart, and other things. And so, like when we're trying to be somewhere, we're not.
Distractions.
We're distracted.
Exodus 24:12 was that verse, by the way. I forgot to give that. Exodus 24:12. God says to Moses, come up to the mountain, meet me up on the mountain, and be there.
Well, and it's interesting for leadership too, because you have to prioritize.
Yep.
Right. That's a great word. You have to have a priority list.
Make a list.
We all have stuff to do, of course, and there's tons of it. What is the priority for, Wednesday, for Thursday, for Friday, whatever on your list? You can only do so much in a day, and you got to prioritize. So going back to Exodus with what Dave was saying, God says, hey, make me the priority. Like the start of your day, that's the priority. Come be with me and meet with me. That's the priority.
Seek
first the kingdom of heaven,
God.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And so, okay, that's what I'm going to do today first. That's my biggest priority, is making sure that I'm loving the Lord, that I'm meeting him, that I'm present with him. Okay, what's step 2? Hey, Moses, the people are building the camp. You got to go handle that, right?
Ty and I are probably the only 2 guys in the room that remember day timers.
Yeah, you've talked. I don't remember them, but you've talked about them.
children. But back when we first started in ministry 100 years ago,
I love the Lord.
you had the
Lord,
daytimer
my God.
system, right?
Right.
And every day you would have your A, B, and
Yep.
C list, and it would be A 1 2 3, B 1 2 3, C 1 2 3, and every subsetting of priorities had priorities within them. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And so, yeah, if you're a Christian, typically your A list was always my devotions, my prayer life, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then it was family, then it was business or career or whatever. But yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a catch-22. Like when you're like, okay, I want to be efficient, and I want to handle things, but I do think that we need to have some personal responsibility when we're leading, right?
Yes.
But does that mean I need to have everything squared away in my life? Okay, well, I was raised by a Marine, so the term "squared away" for me
boy.
means something completely different than other people. So, like when I talk about squared away, that means everything's in its place because everything has a place. But there's something that I've discovered, and so I'm going to share this with you, Rachel, and also Kelsey. Just something to think about is I have learned something about Sabbath rest. I've learned something about resting. I can't rest when things are not in order. So, like when things are disordered, like there was a lot of effort that went in the Jewish community. They put a lot of effort in to be ready for the Sabbath. Like
Check all the boxes.
They check all the boxes.
and
Like they
then-
do all the stuff so they could rest and not feel like, oh, I'm wasting my time by resting. And so you have to actually make priority to be in some ways somewhat organized so you can honor the Lord in having a rhythm in your life where you're just not strung out all the time.
Because your mind will never shut off.
Yeah, because your mind will never shut off because you can't, because there's just so many things happening that you can't be quiet. And we live in a world today, I don't know how long it takes you guys, but I know that if I go on vacation, there's this come down time. Like, I don't know how long it takes. Like, so how long, like how long does it take for you guys? If you go on vacation, how long does it take for you guys to completely come down?
2 days, easy.
Yeah,
2 days?
easily 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
Right?
I can do it instantaneously. It's coming back. I dread coming back. I hate it. Because
Like you just want a permanent vacation.
Well, no, because I know the workload.
Yeah,
like
no,
so
right,
on the
right.
drive home,
Right.
I'm not on the vacation.
You're just
on
going,
the vacation anymore because now I'm thinking about what I have to come back to and
Gotcha.
work. When I leave, I'm like, whatever, that's behind.
Here's a really interesting concept I'll throw into this conversation then.
All right.
Jesus heals on the Sabbath, John 5. He heals the man at the pool of Bethesda.
Yeah.
Take up your bed and walk. The Jews get all tied up in knots, not because he was healed or even walking, because he was carrying his bed. He said, well, the man who healed me told me to take up my bed and walk. Well, who told you to take up your bed and walk? I don't know. And then Jesus finds him at the temple and says, hey, you're in the right place, but remember, don't go and sin no more unless a worse thing come upon you. And he goes and runs to the Jews and says, hey, I know who it was that healed me. It was that Jesus character over here. They go to Jesus and they want to argue about, why did you tell him to do that on the Sabbath? And Jesus' answer is,
I love that.
my Father works hitherto, therefore I work. So the question is, what is Sabbath? The Jews saw Sabbath as inactivity.
Right.
If you are really truly Sabbathing, it is
Sabbathing.
inactivity. And Jesus says, no. My Father works on the Sabbath, and so do you guys. If your donkey falls into a ditch, your sheep falls into a well, don't you get them out? Of course you do. How much more should somebody else be healed? But the point is that Jesus pushes back on the idea that to Sabbath means to be inactive. No. To Sabbath means to be satisfied with the activity that you've already done.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, and to be able to come to that place to say, you know what? Now I can play. I can worship. I can rejoice. I can feast, and because
I can walk more than 100 yards away from my house. Whatever.
Yeah. I can go on a hike. I can do all these other things because everything else is done.
Yeah.
Like I've prepared to play. And that's one of the things that I was thinking about the other day while I was cleaning my garage and doing some other things, and I'm like, as soon as this is done, I can play.
Yeah.
Like I would be able to actually plan play.
But that's Sabbath.
That's Sabbath.
It's being satisfied. It's not being inactive. Well, as soon as this is done, I can go sit in my recliner for 24 hours. No.
Mandatory.
Right.
No, and there are times that we actually need physical rest.
Boy, you got that right. I
And
thank
so,
God for sleep.
by the way, and there's nothing wrong with being in your, your
He
lazy
gives his
boy.
beloved rest.
Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with taking that. But for me, a Sabbath once a week is doing what Shane's talking about. Is I'm shutting everything off for 24 hours. Like the idea is like
No phone. Your phone's off.
I'm done.
Everything.
I'm for 24 hours. I am now just going to do something different. Yeah. And of course, when you're in ministry, you're serving the Lord. Because my personal devotions are personal devotions. They're not school.
Not
they're not
preparatory.
work. Right.
Yeah.
They're not preparatory. And so there is this idea of being prepared to do a day where you're satisfied with the things that you did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because God did the same thing. Thus, the evening and the morning of the first day. He said everything was good, right? And then he got to the end, everything was good. And he made woman because, it wasn't good that man was alone. And then he said, hey,
Enjoy it.
enjoy it.
Enjoy
now,
it.
Now
Enjoy
enjoy
what-
the work that's been finished. Enjoy that.
Be thankful.
Yeah, and so like for me, when I take the time to make sure the house is clean and everything's put away, well, what is it? That means I now can enjoy my space. I can enjoy my time. So that's just really, really important. So I hope that helps you guys as far as priorities. Some of this, we kind of wandered into the Sabbath issues, but
Be where your feet are.
But be where your feet are. Hey, listen, you're loved, your family, God bless you, and we will talk to you on Wednesday.
You've been listening to Pastors Live, a Rev FM production podcast. Join us again for more Bible talk, laughter, and unexpected tangents. Questions or feedback? Pastors Live at therev.fm. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review.